All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rocha HaKodash, and double honors to my apostles, elders, teachers, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace, love, mercy, and salutations to all you sincere brothers that are scattered, pushing the true gospel of our Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai in all sincerity and in truth, all right? Now, I'm not exactly sure what this title of this video will be, but, I just wanted to do a video on this video that I saw actually a couple of weeks ago, and I saved it in hopes, Lord willing, to do a lesson, that will be edifying. But ultimately, this is going into a video that, this individual, had posted. And ultimately, what, I've realized, all right, or you see, what's evident is the fact that a lot of our people, okay, or the world, I should say, they are quick to give credit to anybody except the true men of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, except the prophets. Because in this video that I'm about to play, you have this young Jake who's, basically, sharing a video of this comedian who, predicts or, is going, speaking about a dark future. But ultimately, okay, the prophets of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, ever since they came into the scene, ever since the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai woke them up, they've been talking about a dark future. But you don't see these people give the credit, okay, to the Lord, okay, to his men, okay? But as soon as anybody comes up and says something, okay, immediately these people jump on it. They want to share a video and, and then act all surprised. For example, okay, early 2024, when Cat Williams did that interview with Shannon Sharp, and, Cat Williams was going into, the dark secrets of the Hollywood, okay, of these celebrities and what they do behind closed doors. You see, immediately, that video, had millions and millions of views, okay? In a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, okay? And ultimately, everybody gave credit to Cat Williams, like as if this guy's a prophet, as if, he's speaking of things that, have never been spoken before, you see? And ultimately, when Esau, you see, brings one of his, agents, okay, to share about, a secret, okay, that's happening behind closed doors. Okay, you got to look at that individual as well, okay, with that side eye, man. Okay, Cat Williams is not innocent himself, you see, especially when, they try to make it seem like he's on our side, okay, or, he's on the good side, when really this man is also, partaking, okay, of that cup as well. But that's just an example of, how the world, okay, immediately would give credit to these individuals when really he hasn't said anything that's surprising or anything that, we haven't heard before or anything that the prophets have not brought out, you see. And so let me bring out this video and then we'll get some precepts, because ultimately these things were spoken, okay, you see, in the time of our Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You see, when Yahushai was in the scene, talking about what? You see, about all of these dark times that will happen or that will come, okay, prior to his return. And also the prophets of old, you see. And so let's play this video and then, we'll get some precepts.
Why the fuck would this random old comedian joke about something so dark? Just watch this shit.
You ever stop and realize how fragile all this is? All you'd have to do would be eliminate electricity. No electricity, no lights. You're back to candles and lanterns, campfires and bonfires. Batteries couldn't be recharged. Generators couldn't be refueled because fuel is pumped electrically. So is water, by the way. So no lights, no fuel, no water. Without electricity, all across America, the gates and cell doors of penitentiaries and mental institutions would fly open. Police wouldn't help you. They'd be gone at the first sign of trouble. They'd be home protecting their own families. So would the Army and the National Guard.
Now, didn't Trump just mention this in a speech?
The big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any electricity.
And now we have another one of his friends literally telling us how and when to prepare.
A couple of things that you need to have on hand would be some type of a water filtration system, a generator, but on top of that, some type of a solar inverter. I would get a Faraday bag to put those generators in, figure out what electronics you think you're actually going to need the most, maybe light, heat, because if the grid goes down, there's not going to be any heat, and it's going to be extremely cold in some places. But another thing people don't think about is tools. Hand tools to be able to increase the infrastructure in your house and protect against the desperation of humanity that's coming.
And when this happens, information is going to be the most powerful resource because nobody's going to know what to do. Which is why everybody in my family has one of these. How to build your own water filter. How to make your own solar power system. How to build a water heater because...
So no,
the fuck with this random old...
The answer is no. This comedian did not predict our future, all right? You see, a lot of the time, what you're going to come to the understanding is that all these people work for the same man, okay? You see, and you got people like Donald Trump, all right? I'm not sure who this comedian, what his name is, but all of these Edomites, okay, they work for, the elites, okay, the heads. You see, and these are just the face. So when shit hits the fan, you're going to blame Donald Trump when really Donald Trump is, he's just small. All right. He's small when it comes to what goes on, what you see is actually implemented out here. You see. And so at the end of the day, the prophets, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua through his prophets have already, spoken about the danger that's getting ready to come. Okay. And so the scriptures tell you right here in the book of Ezekiel, the 33 verse 33 says, and when this cometh to pass, what's this? Okay, the prophecies in the scriptures. Okay, and the prophecies in the scriptures, okay, towards the end leads to a very dark end. Okay, destruction, death, mourning, pestilence. All right, you see, and so on and so forth. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. Okay, a prophet. Okay, not no comedian, not no, DJ Trump. All right, a prophet of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua had been among them, because the prophet was the one that was trying to get the people and trying to warn the people, okay, or warning the people about these things that's to come, because ultimately the job of the prophet, you see, is to give out that warning, because ultimately if the prophet does not give out that warning, then that prophet will be in danger, you see, with the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, as spoken in Ezekiel, I believe the 3rd chapter. All right, now let's get in the book of 2nd Ezra. All right, chapter 6, verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay, now this is going into what you see. Ultimately, you see the shutdown that's gonna happen throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. When electricity, okay, when there's no power, all right, you see, when these trucks are not able to come into these cities and bring forth food, okay, suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay, and it says right here, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Okay, and that sound is a sound of war, a sound of danger. Okay, you see, and so on and so forth. It says right here, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountain shall stand still. So you're not gonna have any running water, okay? You see, and everything that is convenient to the world, it's not gonna be so anymore, because ultimately the Lord is the one that's going to step in, and what? He's the one that's going to shut down, all right? You see what you're seeing throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. Okay, these lights, all right? Power, generators, heat, all right? Shelters, water, food, medication that people are, addicted to, all right? Everything that is what? Just readily available. That's not going to be something that, you're going to have access to anymore. All right, so that's going to lead to friends fighting one against another like enemies. Why? Because ultimately you're going to need those resources, man. Okay, if you knew that your neighbor, okay, had, a bunch of food stored up, okay, you see, in his garage, water, because ultimately, Jake or, these people are stupid, man. They share their plans with their next door neighbors, everything they talk about, man. So when all hell breaks loose and your neighbor knew and knows that you have these things, guess what? He's going to come fight you for it, man. Why? Because his 2-year-old daughter is dying from hunger and his wife is losing her shit. Okay? So all these things, will all happen at once. So that's why friends, okay, childhood best friends are going to fight like neighbors or family even. Okay? And it says right here, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So that's a period of time where you're not going to have any running water. It's not just, specifically 3 hours. No. Okay? You see, that's going to be something that's, people are going to be impacted with, man, or by. And it says right here, whoso remaineth from all these that have told thee shall escape. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. So the end of the world is gonna what? You see, there's so many different variables, so many different things that are going to, happen all together at once that will usher in and bring forth that end of the world, man. Okay? You see, it's the end of Esau's age, the end of his rulership, the end of his power. And it says right here, and then men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another fashion. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Because the elect, those prophets, the ones that were warning the people, okay, they're the ones who are going to have faith, because ultimately they know what the blueprint, okay, what the outcome of this movie is going to be like. And so they understand that their mission is to continue to have faith towards Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, and everything else will take care of itself. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth with which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared. And guess what? The men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, will be known in that day, man. Because these are the men that have been talking about, okay, these dark future, these dark endings, man. All right, not these goddamn comedians or Cat Williams or anybody who's not the prophet of the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So I just wanted to bring that out, Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, willing that it was edifying. Until next time, Shalom, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah.